Gosh, how good was that Children in Need minisode starring David Tennant? I can't believe how good that was.
It's so amazing. Like, it only feels like yesterday where it was 15 days ago that we were waiting for it, recording podcast episodes.
It does feel like that, but thank goodness we've actually seen it, definitely, and enjoyed it with everyone else.
I can't believe the Star Beast is next week. Can you believe it, Crispy? The Star Beast a week away.
It still feels like it's 3 weeks away.
It really does. Yeah. It's almost like this is still part of our backlog. I mean, what? No, swiggly wobbly, timey-wimey. Do the TARDIS sound effect, Crispy. Whoa, whoa. There's a TARDIS, look, on the screen. There's a TARDIS. No way. Wait, we're travelling in time, because we're on Who's There, Doctor Who podcast, and it's 60th Final Predictions time. Roll the intro.
Hello and welcome to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, the show where two WhoTubers get very excited for the 60th in their favourite show, Doctor Who. I'm one of your hosts, Crispy Pro, and joining me, as always, is Troy Red Archer Live, who looks like he's having a little slumber, snuggling a little Sonic right there. Not David Tennant's new 14th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. We have the actual Sonic. Oh no, he's actually got... Oh my gosh, he's actually cuddling both right now. Wow, some iconic imagery.
Sounds really suspect. No, I have a little Sonic Build-A-Bear and I was like, I'm going to give it a cuddle. Do you ever just cuddle your Build-A-Bears, Crispy?
I don't have a Build-A-Bear.
Alright, come to Liverpool, I'll get you one.
I think I went to Build-A-Bear in Los Angeles back in the day.
Oh.
So that was pretty exciting.
Well,
didn't get one though.
This one has special voices. Do you want to hear one?
Yes.
I have no idea if it's going to come through on the mic.
Welcome to Sonic Air, the fastest way to travel.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
He said,
wow.
Welcome to Sonic Air.
Oh, actually, no, I do have one. I do.
Oh no, what have you got?
It's just out of frame. Hang on, I'll squeeze it now. Here we go.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who.
I'm Sonicking you. I'm stopping your bit. That's it. Your bit's over.
No.
Your bit's over.
Oh no. Bit's
Ladies
done.
and gentlemen, welcome to episode
248.
Episode 85. Okay, at the time of recording this, episode 83 isn't out, so I'm starting to lose track of where we're going at the minute, because as you know, we're predating a few recordings before Crispy's little holiday, because he's leaving me behind. I'm going to have 3 weeks where I don't hear from you. That's going to be so weird.
I'll have to make up for it.
You are.
In person.
You're going to have to make up for it majorly.
We'll
Any
see.
revelations from last week's episode you want to talk about?
The trip might be to a certain part of the world that, rhymes with UK, because it's the UK. I'm going to the UK.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's going to the UK. Yeah.
If anyone failed to guess that.
Yeah.
Planning it for ages and ages, and I was like, screw it, I'm going over for Doctor Who's 60th, and my girlfriend and I have turned this into like a massive trip, and maybe if Troy's not too busy, I'll swing by and see him, but I don't know, I'm a very busy man, so...
You're
we'll see
busy, mate. I've got all this time to just sit here polishing my lightsabers. I'm not going to come out and see you. Sounds like a euphemism, doesn't it? Sounds like a euphemism. I don't like that.
Polishing my lightsaber?
I'm sat here just polishing my lightsaber. Don't worry about it. Don't know why I'm from Yorkshire. But yeah, you're making you've given me a rough idea. He's going to send me a schedule later so I can actually have a look. I'm going to keep track of where he's up to. But you are doing literally like a whistle-stop tour of quite a few places, and it sounds exciting.
Oh yeah, we're going everywhere. We're going to... I feel like I'm going on world tour.
You are. It's the Doctor Who World Tour 2023.
Literally. Oh my goodness. Actually, I got a comment yesterday on one of my videos that'll be like 3 weeks old by the time you hear this.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, I watched classic Doctor Who for the first time. That was the whole
And
bit.
it was a great
but
video. I personally loved the Red Archer Live water bottle in the background several times.
Yes, that does make an appearance. But yeah, I got a comment saying, hey, really love this video. Absolutely love classic Doctor Who. Been a fan of yours since you interviewed me at the Doctor Who World Tour back in 2014.
What?
And I was like, oh my goodness, that's a bit of a throwback. So that was nice. But yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really sweet, man.
We're bringing it back. Crispy Pro World Tour 2023. Tickets are available in bio.
Are you sharing your locations? Are you sharing your dates?
Yeah. We're going to Paris, Liverpool, maybe.
What?
Maybe, Troy. Don't get too excited. Ireland.
I'll serenade you with some ukulele. I've been learning.
Thank you. We're going to Cardiff as well.
Okay.
so I can see some Doctor Who locations.
Ooh.
And I don't know, we're catching up with a lot of friends and family and stuff, so it's good. It's all hip hop happening.
Oh,
it's gonna be
boring.
great.
Catching up with friends, who does that?
Catching up with friends. Oh, I wouldn't dream of it, mate.
What was that accent?
I don't know. I need to work on my accent before I get over
You're gonna
there.
have to, yeah. I mean, you want to blend in with the British. They don't like the Australians.
You want a shrimp on the barbie? I got shrimp on the barbie.
I tell you what, lads, that is lovely. That is just do that and you'll be fine. You'll be like, that's really
lovely.
nice. That's lovely. Or like, just think of like quintessential British memes. Like, my head does not look like a Tic Tac or something, and you'll be fine.
I don't know many quintessential British memes.
I'll send you a playlist. It's all good.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in our efforts to be ready for the few weeks that Crispy's spending off, we are recording this, fun fact, on the 2nd of November. When I'm pretty sure the episode goes out on the 18th. So, a little bit far ahead of time, which means by the time this goes out, the Children Need special that was just announced for us will have aired on the 17th. However,
I hope it's good.
Well, it will, but however, Crispy, I think it's time for you to hit the ding-dong, because,
All right.
funny enough, something was just announced tonight that is going to be even more relevant when this episode comes around, because it'll be a reminder,
What?
because on Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, on the 23rd of November, 2023, Doctor Who and the Daleks, or just the Daleks as it was called, from the 60s, the original Dalek story, starring William Hartnell, is going to be whittled down into a 75-minute blockbuster movie-style broadcast in full colour on BBC4.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Exciting. The 7 original 25-minute episodes, so that is, what would that have been? 175 minutes has been whittled. They've basically taken 100 out of the 175 minutes. So it's probably going to be breakneck speed, but they've said it's to appeal to modern-day audiences. So rather than having 7 parts, it's like, here's just a big Power of the Doctor style
Here's a movie.
blockbuster.
That's pretty cool, though.
I'm
I'm excited to see, and I always like the color restoration stuff. There's some good fan edits that take forever. So if there's some actual funding for a colored restoration, I'm all for it. I'm all
And
for
you
it,
haven't
baby.
seen Doctor Who and the Daleks, have you?
No, I have not.
But, yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm really surprised, speaking of, just complete side note, I'm so surprised that when you watched the classic Who that you didn't watch Kay's Androzani for the 5th Doctor. I know someone's already commented on your new video and said that, but
Yeah.
like,
A lot of people were suggesting Caves of Androzani. Isn't that the 4th Doctor's last one?
5th Doctor's.
Is that the 5th Doctor's last one?
5th Doctor's
I thought
last one. I've heard a lot of people say that was like
Oh.
his best story, and it was almost like he reached his peak as he was going.
Which is the case with every Doctor, unfortunately.
I think some reach their peak sooner, but that's just me. Fun fact, my mum said she wants to rewatch some of Doctor Who. She picked out Series 3 in particular, so we're going to start rewatching that, and then maybe watch Series 4 as well. But
That's
we
a good
watched the
series.
Talking Doctor Who documentary, as well as the 60th Proms thing. Both of them were
And
on
how
last
was that?
night. Both brilliant. Very, very good. My mum really liked Ruby Sunday's theme. We've now heard them both in full, because I hadn't heard Ruby's theme, and I'd only had a bit of Shooties. Both are great, but Ruby Sunday's theme... Oh.
Dude, what shocked me, just to talk about the 50% boys again, because I'm obsessed with them for some reason, and they just hit 1,000 subscribers now.
Why don't you
But
just live with them, Crispy?
But when they were talking about the themes, they were like saying,
Yeah.
like Ruby's theme, They were like, I was like, what? Ruby's theme, I think, is the best one out of the bunch. It's like a waltz. It's so mysterious and sad. I was obsessed with it. I think that's my favorite bit of Murray music. So 50%
I'm sorry.
boys,
Oh, that's
you've
bold.
lost
Brave
my
words.
respect.
Brave words, Crispy. No, brave words. Brave words. No.
Look, we haven't seen it in action yet, but just first time hearing it, I was like, wow, this is up there for me.
I will say, I am quite sad. The only downside I had from that concert was that I was sad that Sega Nakanola only had one suite in the whole concert. He basically made a suite out of like some of his more iconic bits from the soundtrack, and that was it. Like I personally would have really liked a full rendition of 13's theme. It's one of my favourite pieces of music in Doctor Who. So I was really
Did they
sad
not
that
do
didn't
a
happen.
full one?
Nope. We got a
play
little
it?
hint of it from Woman Who Fell to Earth, and then they did like an orchestral bit of her Regeneration at the end of the suite, but we didn't get like the full track, which is really sad, I think, personally.
Well, I heard they cut a lot of stuff as well for the transmission as well.
It's possible.
Who knows? But yeah.
And one more concluding point on that. I had an interesting debate with my mum, and I thought it should be interesting to share. We were talking about the music, and she was saying how she felt Murray Gold was stronger as the composer for Doctor Who, and I was like, yeah, that's fair. I just don't feel like she was like, when you try to think about iconic pieces, how much of each of them had. And I made a point where I kind of said, if you think about it, if you look at Murray Gold's discography, if you cut him off after Series 3, how many iconic pieces would he have in comparison to Segan? How much would it balance out? Because I know not everyone agrees, but I really love 13's theme. I love the Spyfall music. There's some really good bits dotted throughout her discography, and there's a few things I would really pick out. In comparison to Murray, I think there's probably less in that span of time, but I think there's not as few as people would make out, personally. I think it's interesting to think about, if you only had 3 series of Murray Gold, you never even got Donna Noble's theme. Imagine how differently people would feel about Murray Gold, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, jeez, imagine a world where we got a new composer for Series 5. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
imagine it was Sammy Chu. I think they do a good job.
Sammy Chu, the composer of Who's There. We should have our own proms and we just play our one theme. Oh, we could do our lo-fi rendition of Bill's theme.
Yes, there you go. That's it.
Our 2 pieces of music.
Proms, 2 tracks. We just play them on loop. Job done.
That'd be good.
But there you go. So that's your news. The only... Oh, no, that's not. It's not.
What?
Crispy, have you got an emergency siren of some kind? Anything to be dramatic?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Tastes like chicken.
Oh, that's very dramatic. That's very dramatic. Crispy, 60th final predictions. This kind of fits in. It doesn't really. We're taking an excuse here. But we have to talk about this because it's hot news, and by the time that it comes out, it won't be as much, but it is still relevant. As per SFX magazine, which released yesterday at the time of recording, I'm going to go get my physical copy tomorrow at the time of filming this, Russell T Davies has now confirmed that Ncuti Gatwa's first series of Doctor Who will not be called Series 14, it will be called Season 1. Oh, for goodness sake, with the blooming sad music, Crispy. Is that the Life of Sunday?
It does sound like it, doesn't it?
Crispy, I need to hear your thoughts.
Look, I think this is something we may have touched on well over a year ago when the Disney Plus deal was announced, because, Doctor Who is getting this kind of soft reboot treatment, and it's the first time ever, really, apart from being on BBC iPlayer, that Doctor Who has kind of made a big deal with a streaming partner. And from a business perspective, I think Troy and I can both understand that, if suddenly, this new show rocked up and the only thing on there said Series 14, you might be like, I'm not committing to that. I'm not committing to that. What on earth is that? So I can understand the rebrand for Season 1, and I know a lot of people will call it Series 14, especially us, new Who fans at least. But I think it's very, very strange that we are having yet another reboot, even though Doctor Who never had a cancellation, because that was the whole reason that we called it Series 1 back in the day. It kind of made more sense, but now, Doctor Who's coming back again, at business as usual. So I think that's very strange. But the fact that the entire back catalogue is not on Disney Plus makes it very hard to watch classic Who here in Australia. Legally, without a VPN or anything, I can't watch Tales of the TARDIS. I can't watch Doctor Who Unleashed here in Australia. That's a bit sad for me. I don't know how I feel about that. I was really hoping that all of that extra stuff, at least, would rock up on Disney Plus. So I predicted a Whoniverse tab being on Disney Plus, but I think that Whoniverse tab's only going to be on BBC iPlayer, which is great, and I'm glad that they have that backlog there, but I think it makes it hard for us international fans to fully appreciate all the cool stuff they're doing. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my 2 cents. That's Crispy's thoughts.
No, I agree. I never thought that Doctor Who would get its own tab on Disney Plus. I always thought that was wishful thinking. But I agree. I think there is a shame there's a bit of a disparity between what the international fans and the British fans will get. I know Russell put on Instagram that tells the TARDIS, he was like, this one was not Disney money, this was license fee money, so it's for the license fee payers. It's I get that, but Doctor Who originally was made for the license fee payers, but it still got broadcast in BBC America and ABC and all this in Australia. I get his point, but I don't really like it. And for me, the Season 1 renaming, look, maybe it's my fault because I made a point saying, this is the longest gap without Doctor Who we've had since the revival started. Maybe Russell heard that and went, you know what, good point, let's call it Season 1.
Actually, good stuff. That boy's got a point.
Seriously, though, I'll just go on the record right now, I don't like the rename. I really don't. I'm not going to be some big narky over it. I'm going to be like, this is really stupid, Russell. I don't like it, but I won't like it, but I'll accept it. It was like that person who commented on my Star Wars tier list, remember? It was like, I won't like it, but I'll accept it. It's fine. Yeah. To me, I view it like Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. Do you know what I mean, Crispy?
You're breaking backs.
Well, I mean, not
And
quite.
bats.
I meant more that it was a necessary evil.
Oh, yes.
It's like, I
Yes,
don't like
that's what I
it,
meant.
but I understand it for the sake of streaming and accessibility and everything. The funny thing will just be, again, seeing, like, reactors. Like, you mentioned the 50% Boys. I love mentioning Blind Wave. I can't wait for them to do a reaction and be like, we're reacting to season 1?
One?
Because they're American. They already refer to it as season 13. They don't call it series 13 because that's like, it's an American thing to call them seasons anyway. And like for the collection, for the Classic Who, it became seasons as a result of the collection. And it's a good way to segregate between the Classic Who and the New Who, because you had seasons versus series, and that was a good distinction. Now you've got seasons, series, and seasons again, and it feels confusing. Whether you call it seasons, whether you call it New Who, as some people are trying to make a New Earth joke, like.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be called, because it was Classic Who and New Who. What do we call this era? Like, I've seen the jokes about the new Who stuff, but like,
Yeah.
we're surely that's not the official title.
This is the problem, right? It just kind of overcomplicates it to me. Like, it's like, and now I'm like sort of thinking, what are we going to call it? It's just, it feels like a nuisance. We'll get on with it, and it's not like, we're British, we'll carry on, as they say, as David Tennant said. But
I also feel worried that, like, the casual fan, if they see series 1, they'll be like, lol, it must have got cancelled after that woman was the Doctor, lol. Type thing, I thought about that just then, being like, if someone casual, like, oh yeah, I heard Doctor Who was bad from all of those, very loud people saying it was bad, must have been rebooted again, lol.
I don't know. Considering Russell avoided putting David in Jodie's costume purely to avoid the drag criticism, which is still something that we still feel a little bit on the fence
even though
over,
20 minutes earlier, Sasha was wearing that exact outfit.
Yep.
Anyway. Whatever. Russell, we love you, but there's some strange decisions, man. Some strange decisions.
Some very strange decisions. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and be like I said it on Twitter, this is the first thing in Russell's new era that I genuinely don't like. There's been a few things where I'm like, alright, but like overall, I'm like, I think the new year's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be peak Doctor Who. This is the first thing where I'm just like, I know why you're doing it, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. But I'm also, like I said, I'm not going to throw a hissy fit over it. I'm not going to act like a narky teenager and be like, I can't believe we're calling it season 1. Like, I'm going to say this now, and then I'm just going to let it. I'm going to let it sit.
It'll be fine in the end. We'll get used to it. Who knows? Maybe they'll just do it for this one. And then Ncuti's first season is going to be this massive success, and then eventually in 2025 they'll add all of New Who to Disney Plus and call it Series 15.
Why it's not there. I really, there must be some kind of licensing deal in place that hasn't run out or something, like HBO Max or something. Because I know they got it back. Someone texted me saying that it come back on HBO Max and like up to Series 13. So maybe there's some kind of clash there, and that's why it's not on there.
Who knows? I feel like Doctor Who's been taken off everything here in Australia, so I'll only be able to watch the 60th specials.
But it does paint the 60th in a new light to me, and like. It's almost not even like a bridge gap or a celebration to me now. It feels like a prequel. It feels like this is the prequel to
the new era,
the reboot. This is like, we're rebooting Doctor Who. Before we get back into it, here's a bit of David Tennant to lure you back in. Like, it almost kind of reframes how I see the 60th in that light now.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I really don't know. I know we're going to get good Doctor Who. So as far as I'm concerned, that's all I care about. But it's a really interesting debate that I still don't know how I feel about. But I will be interested to think. And I think, because obviously I'm going to try and remember about polls. I don't know what I've going to do in the last few weeks, by the way, folks, with polls, whether I'll still be doing them or whatever. But provided I remember, I think a good poll for this week will be what people think of that rebrand, or I might do it for... It might be a couple weeks ago, so I don't forget about it. But it's a poll the point is, it's a poll I really want to ask. I want to know what our audience think about this restructure.
Can read it out in the Starbase.
To hear about it, because I don't know. Are we really intrigued to know what everyone thinks? So that's the big news. So that's the big one.
That's the big one. See, that's the big
cheery.
season 1.
So cheery. Crispy, you managed to save our skin to keep one weekly feature in this episode, did you not?
Yes, I certainly did. Here we go, baby.
Tell us what it is.
It's poll time.
You bet your backside it is. What did you do, Crispy?
25 minutes ago, I tweeted, "Will the 60th be good?" And we've had 85 votes, which is not bad for 25 minutes.
It's really not bad. Bro's got that Twitter influence.
And what do you think the results are, Troy?
Well, considering I'm staring at them, I'm not really going to keep any false pretense here because I was your first vote. I have you on Twitter notifications.
Yeah. So, with 4.7%, they said no. And then with 95.3%, they'd say yes. So I'd love to know who voted no. That are just like, I don't think it's going to be good.
50% Doctor Who podcast.
Yeah, it's because they were like, cancel the show before Ruby's theme comes on. I don't want this show to be.
I never want to meet them because we'll have to have some very stern words. Let me tell you, we'll have to have some very stern words.
Very stern words. So yeah, there you go. That's this week's poll.
Cheers, Crispy. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, now it's time. We have about 40 minutes. Crispy's got to go. He's busy today.
I got to get out of here.
The clock. All right, we're running to the clock. Watch us do like half an hour anyway, and it won't matter that we're running to the clock. Mate. It'll be like a shorter episode. Point is, we have now got a set amount of time because it is time, much like in episode 30, all that time ago, if you can believe it, where we are putting in final predictions for the 60th anniversary specials. Final things, last big things you want to talk about, what things you want to say, anything on our mind to get off our chest. I mean, we already did a bingo card, and it was a very cool bingo card, and we have shared it now. It took me about a week or two to get it out because I did put it out
people
the time,
really
so
liked it.
I was like, I'm going to make it into like a proper Who's There one, and I'll have our logo faint in the background. It'll look cool and everything. Then I forgot to do it because I was away that weekend, and I came back and someone was like, "Where's the card?" And I went, "That's a good point. I'm going to put that out now." So I did. Also, it flipped the colours. It looked white on black is much nicer on the eyes. Discord dark theme has really, it spoiled me. Would you like a reminder of some of the things we put in the bingo card? So reminders of some of our predictions? So
for sure.
All right, how many do you want? There were 25, so I'm not doing all of them.
Oh, just give me some ones that really stand out to you, Troy. Give me at least 5.
I think what the most important one is the unit helipad.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the unit helipad.
You're really going to clap for that? Okay. We have the unit helipad.
No, we're still cheering.
Oh, okay. I'll get my Sonic out. How long is that cheer?
Sorry, I'll fade it out. Kidding, we're still cheering. Unit,
I have no idea how that'll come level it out. I try to just balance it out and be like, nope, it's not fading. No. Okay, we then have, moving on, Gallifrey being restored. There's a big one.
Oh.
There's a big one. I don't even know if we'll go to Gallifrey. Imagine if we do, that'd be crazy. Tom Baker cameo, I think that's a big one. I'm going to like to see what they do with that.
Massive one.
I don't want to just all be cameos. Let's pick two more out that are not cameos. Dalek cameo. No. Donna dies. I think we should debate that in a bit more detail in this one.
Okay.
This is the time to really talk about that. And beyond that, the Edge returns, because that's an interesting thing, Paul McGann just put out an interview in Radio Times today being like, Russell, we all know with Russell that it's in good hands, so whatever he chooses to do, he can always go, let's bring this person back, let's go forward, let's go backward, let's go sideways. He gave a very open answer that almost screams, I'm going to be in Doctor Who and I'm not telling you, who knows? Ooh. There's a lot of Andrew Garfield in this business, Crispy,
Too many Andrew Garfields.
And it's a Photoshop.
That's Paul McGann. It's a Photoshop. Him at the Night of the Doctor. Nah, it's a Photoshop.
I realised, by the way, I made this joke a couple of episodes ago, and I realised my mum and I were talking, so she didn't hear me make it. But I always, like I said, I like to think of my mum as a litmus test for some of these references, and people don't get them. The idea was there was a bit of footage going around of Andrew Garfield in No Way Home when they were filming it, and it wasn't meant to have got out. It definitely did get leaked on purpose, but whatever. And Andrew Garfield was asked about it on a chat show, and he went, "I've seen it, and it's a Photoshop." Even though it was a video, how do you that was? And it was so clearly not deep faked, because deep faking still has that weird look to it. It was so clearly Andrew, and we all knew it was. But the poor guy was flamed. Right, are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? No, I'm not. Are you in Spider-Man? No, I'm not. Poor Tobey Maguire. I heard this. Someone asked him just randomly at an airport, are you in No Way Home? And he was like, and then just walked off. he didn't try and deflect. He was just like, yeah. But you don't do it to Tobey Maguire, because if he becomes Bully Maguire, and then in the background you just hear da-da-da-da-da-da.
I feel like Miriam Margolyes is the Tobey Maguire of the 60th. she was like, yeah, I'm in it. I'm in it.
She's so excited about it, she started to... Anyway, so, moving on. He knows every time.
Deary.
As the Scouse meme goes, he knows, my man knows. So, enough memes.
He knows.
We've got some predictions there, but we need to give our final... predictions, the last big things we think are going to happen. And I'm going to kick it off, Crispy. All right, I'm going to kick this off because it's a 60th anniversary. It's an anniversary special. We got to do the predictability. Okay, we got to cover our predictability first.
Okay.
Which doctors do you think are coming back? Who, when, how, where, why? Give me everything, as Neo once said in a 2012 song.
I genuinely think this might be a no multi-doctor special. I don't think any other doctor will rock up. However, I think there might be some kind of dream sequence or flashback or manipulation, like Toy Master. Was it Toy Master? What's his name?
Toy Maker.
Toy Maker. I told you to look for the Toy Master.
You're going to need to apologise, Crispy.
Why?
Because you made a mistake by getting the name wrong, and I think the problem is if you don't apologise, you're going to be all aboard the toxic gossip show. Oh no!
He's hit
the joke, and I whacked my ukulele keys.
Oh no, he's got a ukulele, ladies
I've got a
and gentlemen.
ukulele. I was going to make
Can you play toxic gossip show?
Sings. No, why would I have learned that?
I think that could be so funny.
Dude, just suddenly starts breaking out into the middle of it. I can do Riptide, but that's about it.
Can you play Riptide for us now?
No.
I can.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not getting congratulated. No, seriously. Doctors are going to appear. I think we're going to get at least one doctor. Like, not to be
Matt
the big
Smith.
hopeful. It's got to be Matt Smith, because he had the hair at the time they were filming. I'm not being that guy, but he had the hair. He had
the hair.
Okay?
It's a Photoshop, but he had the hair.
Shut up. You always know when he says something that's like a joke, because I always reply with that really blunt, shut up. Yeah, Robert, shut up. There's no like jokes. I'm just angry with you. I'm annoyed with you, Crispy. I'm annoyed with you.
Whenever you say, like in Australia we say shut up, but you're shut up, it sounds like Clara in Dark Water when she's on the phone to Danny. She's like, shut up.
Yeah. I'm not about to tell you I love you. Well, I could tell you I loved you.
Well,
but that's emotions that I don't have,
But then, I'm going to cross the street and be on the phone and not look where I'm going.
No emotions, sir?
Ladies.
See, as long as that was the Spice Girls reference there that we did. Yeah. Have you no emotions, ladies? Yeah, nice. I like how you see, this is how we prove that we're a good Doctor Who podcast. We don't stay on focus, but we make references to Doctor Who. We have seen the show, believe it or not.
Well, not all of it. I'm getting better. We'll get there. Eventually.
I can't believe you had no idea the Time Warrior had Sarah Jane in, or Sontarans.
No idea.
Like,
or Sontarans, or Brig. I had no idea what to expect.
That was a whirlwind for you.
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
oh my god!
Excuse me?
Oh my goodness!
I couldn't believe it when Sarah rocked up.
Oh, she's great. She's like, that's why I watched that episode of that serial of Doctor Who specifically, because I knew it was Sarah Jane's first story.
Oh,
I think
nice.
I knew sometimes when it going into it, I didn't realise immediately that it was their first appearance, and I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. This is historic, and it's John Pertwee cool at his peak. He's great. John Pertwee's brilliant.
Yeah, I do love John Pertwee.
Sam.
Yes.
I think Matt Smith is definitely coming back. That seems like the obvious one. I think he would come back. He said, he was doing press for Morbius, and he was like, would you rather do Morbius 2 or Doctor Who? And he was like, Doctor Who. I mean, that took a lot of heavy thought to decide on that. So he's only going to say that he's committed to coming back, right? Otherwise, a Morbius 2 with Jared Leto, you'd bite their hand off and suck their blood. But I think he's definitely going to come back. I think he's definitely going to be in Doctor Who and Morbius. I really do wonder if I like it too. Again, I think that's another thing.
I think Russell deep down loves the idea of the multi-doctor stories. Yes. I think he likes that, but I think he wants to do something different for the 60th. So I think, in a sense, having Matt Smith involved in some way would tick that box for him. But I think if any doctor's going to come back, it's going to be Matt Smith. I can't see any other doctor appearing, really. We had Jodie in the bingo card. We had Tom Baker. But I don't know. We had a lovely bit of fan service in the Power of the Doctor with the classic Doctors, and I think that's how you do it. But Russell did see the Power of the Doctor before things really got underway on the 60th, so I think he might have been like, I don't know. They had their moment last year. I don't know.
Intriguing.
But even with the Tales of the TARDIS, he was like, I feel like we haven't done enough. And so he got a lot of those classic Doctors back to film Tales of the TARDIS, which signals to me they're not in the 60th. But at least
which
there's
would make
something.
sense considering they're in Power of the Doctor.
Yes.
They already had their moment in the centenary of the BBC. That made sense. So, like, it might be more of a modern show up here. I love the idea of Tom Baker coming back. That's why we put it on the bingo card. But I don't know if he would. I mean, he's not going to do Comic Cons anymore. I mean, the guy, bless him, I think he is getting quite frail now. He's not really going to be... They're not wheeling him out for anything Doctor Who related, I don't think, personally.
I don't think so.
But... I mean, to your point, you know, Russell Lee's a big fan of multi-Doctor stories, and I think you're right, he will do something different. So what I think he's going to do is he's going to get David Tennant, he's going to get Matt Smith, he's going to get Peter Capaldi, he's going to get Jodie Whittaker, he's going to get Christopher Eccleston, he's going to bring them all together and be like, right, here's a multi-Doctor... No. I don't think... I mean, Christopher Eccleston, if on some amazing... tiny possibility he comes back, I would lose my mind. But as far as I know, he's not made anything up with Russell, so...
I think I'd faint. I don't think I'd watch the rest of the episode if somehow...
Imagine.
Like, we're talking Rise of Skywalker, somehow Eccleston returned.
That would be great. It would be amazing.
But unfortunately, I think it would have had to have been some new showrunner taking over Doctor Who. But the fact that it's Russell taking over, I don't think Chris is coming back at all. No. He is fine with his big finish check. He's fine doing those voiceovers, but I don't think he's getting in that leather jacket anytime soon. That's just my 2 cents. My 2 cents on that.
Well, now you've really upset me. Now I've got nothing else to say.
But I mean, yeah, cool if Chris would come back, but just because of the known history with Russell, he's not coming back. But if Peter Capaldi comes back, I mean, oh my days. Oh my days. I would love it. But man has been...
I mean, David, Matt, and Peter just alone, the three of them, that would be like scenery chewing. But I really...
It'd be so cool.
Especially now that they're trying to be like, oh, that's modern Doctor Who over, we're doing the new run. Sorry, I'm getting bitter. No. Like, that post that you see on BBC iPlayer where it's the five of them. Like, imagine them all together. Chris, David, Matt, Peter, and Jodie all in the same scene. Like, it doesn't need to be they're all in an episode together. Just like you get, like, that one scene where they're all there and it's a great moment and then you just move on. Like The Edge. Like, you didn't need to have the Eighth Doctor rock up in his robes actually in the fight and be like, that's the Master, I'm going to fight you. Like, you didn't need to be there. He's there to be like, I don't do robes. And that's like, that's great. That's great. Obviously more I would take, but you know what I mean? Like that you can do a small amount and then be like, there you go, you've got your little multi-Doctor thing. And I do think, like you're saying, I don't think it'll be a full multi-Doctor story. I think if it's going to happen, it's probably going to be in episode 2, as we keep saying. Like, that's going to be the one with, like, the mystery
about
stuff.
That, by the way. Yeah. Because I feel like I've put so much pressure on poor Wild Blue Yonder, not Plu.
We'll be delighted when it pays off.
I like, even David, he was saying, like, yeah, I read the script for the Star Beast and it was a really nice story and nice reference to the comic back in the day. But then he's like, episode 2 is unlike any Doctor Who episode ever. So I don't know what that means. Well, David has been watching Doctor Who. He's still a fan. You know, he's seen all the stuff. So he is quite the Doctor Who fan.
I think maybe he might like the show. I don't know.
Actually, what I found out thanks to reading the writer's tale, he actually has quite a bit of input on the show. There was, you know that scene with the Donna and Doctor was like, you just want to mate. Or whatever.
You're not mating with me, sunshine.
Yeah. They filmed that scene, and right next to it there was a nightclub or something, and they were like really, really loud, and it kind of threw Catherine and David off. So David made the call. He was like, I don't think my performance was that good. Catherine doesn't feel that great with it. Can we shoot it again? And they were like, yeah, we can absolutely do that. So David was like, look, I don't think we did our best there. Can we do it again? And that scene's now iconic. I just thought it was interesting that David has that amount of
weather as well impacted them, because in some shots it's raining and some shots it's not, because I think they came back and it was...
I don't remember reading anything about raining, but I just remember him being like, oh yeah, no, we need to film again.
Yeah.
But I don't know, so, David's got some creative control, and he'll read the script and give like Russell his 2 cents, because he is a lifelong...
Russell, listen, I think this script is terrible. That's not a good Scottish accent, but you know.
Well...
I saw Geordie, her name popped up on the screen.
Is that a reference to something?
It was, him and Graham Norton. Random quotes live in my brain. It's just... My brain is a strange place. So to answer the question of modern Doctors, who are we putting our final bets on? Who do you think will appear? Doesn't matter what capacity, who will. And this is fresh appearance, not archive.
Just Matt Smith. That's
okay.
That's it. That's all we're getting.
Do you know what?
I think
one of us has got to shoot for the fences. One of us has got to be brave. I'm going to say Matt, Peter, and Jodie. I'm not going to say Chris. I'm not being unrealistic here. I think Matt, Peter, and Jodie. I think Peter probably is the least likely of the three, despite Jodie being the one who gave birth in the middle of filming. I think Peter's the least likely to show up, but I'm going to say all three, because I want to be hopeful. I think it'd be a nice idea.
Yeah, wow. I would love it. I would love it, but we'll see.
Crispy?
We'll damn well see. Yeah, mate.
What's your next theory, final prediction? You got anything?
Yes, of course I do. I think that Wild Blue Yonder will be the best episode. I think The Giggle will be a controversial finale. I think it'll be controversial.
Why controversial?
I think it has a lot of ground to cover. I think, well, first of all, we have to introduce Ncuti Gatwa's new Doctor, which is very, very exciting. We have to deal with the whole toy maker thing, and I think Neil Patrick Harris will do a pretty iconic performance. I think when Russell wrote this and, kind of gave this script to Neil, in his own words, Neil said that this script was juicy and delicious. So he was very, very excited to take on this role, and I think Neil Patrick Harris does do villainous quite well. He's very good in what's that Netflix show? Series of Unfortunate Events. Yeah, that's the one. So I'm getting those kind of vibes from this.
Okay.
And I think that will be very, very, very fun. And I think we'll have to deal with Donna in some way. Whether she dies or not, I do not know. But purely the fact that we have Rose Noble in our lives now, that will most likely at some stage cross paths with Ncuti and continue on that noble legacy. I think that there is space for Catherine Tate to never return to Doctor Who. Thus, she could die. She could be dead.
Well, let's just go there, because that was going to be my next point.
Oh, okay.
Donna, dead, yes or no?
Yes. I think it's going to be tragic.
Well, why?
Have you seen how high the emotional stakes are in that last 60th trailer we got? David's given it his all. He must know something's on the line.
Him in this trailer being like, I don't know if I can save your life, that to me is like a red flag. It's like, oh, Donna might not survive in the trailer, so she's going to survive in the show. That's what it screams to me.
It's a very good point, actually.
It's like, oh, we're going to add some artificial stakes here in the trailer. Now, granted, in the episode, it probably won't play out like it. Probably play out really well. But, I don't know, man. In my head, I can't see them being like, we're bringing back David and Catherine. We're going to kill Donna off. It feels like too much of a 180 of celebrating those characters to then kill one of them off in the third episode. I just don't see it, personally.
I don't know. I can see it. I just personally can see it.
I think you just have a death wish, but not for yourself, but for Don Noble.
I think if they're going to do it, it has to be now. And if Russell wants to continue expanding this Whoniverse, I don't know. I think Catherine Tate is so happy to be back with David and this original team, but I don't know if she would want to do more than just this, and it might be a really cool send-off. But even in saying all of that, Russell, with his companion exits, he doesn't really kill them off. Rose got trapped in a parallel world. Martha said, see you later. And Donna forgot everything, but now she's going to remember somehow. So they're going to have to deal with Donna's memory thing. And I have no idea how they're going to play that out. No idea, because she obviously remembers stuff. She mentions the TARDIS. I know how.
Oh, wait. Oh. I'm sorry. I had it, and then I can't remember now.
Oh no. Binary.
I was gonna. You beat me to it.
Sorry.
It. Sorry. Just keep thinking about the binary.
You should learn. If you're gonna learn any quotes from anything, you should learn that, which is like bits and.
No, he's fiction. Brixton, Hickson.
Oh my god! Right, oh wow!
I know there's fiction, Brixton, and Hickson in there, so I got some of it.
Wow. What about Crispin Troy?
No, that's you self-inserting into the work, Crispy.
I would love to be in the 60th if I could insert myself in the 60th somewhere, but there's no room for me, bro.
It'd be cool because then I could be like, oh, I've got a friend in the 60th.
I've got a friend in the 60th.
Who?
Don't
you say unit helipad.
My dad.
Shove this.
My dad.
Okay, good. I was going to say, I've got a mic in my hand. This is going to go somewhere you don't want if you say the unit helipad.
Oh my.
It's going to go in your teeth.
Gosh. Oh no, please.
What were you thinking?
Not my cuppa. Not my cup. I thought you were gonna put it in my coffee.
No, I'm gonna put it up.
Do you like coffee, Troy?
bed post. There you go.
My bedpost. I sold that.
Oh, well, whoops. Do I like coffee? I've never drunk coffee.
Wow.
Or
What?
tea. I'm very weird.
You've never drunk coffee or tea?
Nope.
Never.
I'm strange. I'm very strange.
Life is strange, but you've never had...
He said the thing!
Yeah,
He
I
said the thing! He said the thing! I got the giant poster up on the wall! He said the thing! He said the
Yes.
thing!
Hang
He
on.
said the thing! He said the
Troy,
thing!
we need to have more conversations.
So the next final prediction,
you
Chris,
didn't
we've
know
only
what
got
a
20
try
minutes left
was,
of the
and you've...
episode, so have you got any
hang
other
on.
final predictions for Doctor Who's 60th anniversary?
Can I ask if have you had a sip of tea?
Probably
before?
at some point, but I don't really remember it.
Coffee. I've had like 3 coffees in my life, and I thought that was weird. But every time I had a coffee, I got a headache, so I just kind of gave up on the idea. But I love a tea.
I don't need caffeine for one thing. I mean, if you
No,
not
you
heard me
don't.
speak.
You don't. It'd be like, have you seen Over the Hedge?
Yep.
Yeah, you're like that
Hammy.
squirrel.
Yep.
Yeah, Hammy.
Yep. I'm a crazy
Sorry.
rabbit squirrel.
Sorry, you were saying. I was just trying to pick your brain on.
Oh no,
the,
I was just like trying to talk over you to stop it for the sake of the bit and just move on. But no. Like you.
I think
yeah,
I think you're interesting.
I'm odd.
I think you're an interest. Questions to ask your friend. That's what I'm looking up. Question. You talk about the 60th, but I'm going to find some questions to
Oh,
ask.
okay, cool. Shoot, I don't have any more theories. Okay.
Well, what do you think, Rose? Do you think Rose Noble will be like
No.
a semi companion for Ncuti?
No, this is a common theory, and it's possible the rug could be pulled out from under us, but because we've already got Millie, and I hope that Russell is sticking to the one companion formula for the time being. I don't want to see Rose Noble pop into it. I really don't. Nothing against the character, because we've not seen her, nothing against Yasmin Finney. I'm sure she will do a fantastic job, but to me, if you're going to bring her back, do it in, like, season 2, I guess. Ugh. You can just tell, you can hear the vitriol in my blood as I say that. I seriously don't mind it that much. It feels unnecessary. Whatever. Point being, like, I think focusing on a specific companion and letting build up their relationship is important. The only reason it worked with Mickey and Captain Jack was because Mickey was introduced to the first episode and she was whirled along. I don't really see Rose Noble being in the first episode. That she could be. It depends on how well they overlap the 60th with season 1. In fairness, I don't know. But for me, in my gut, like in my heart of hearts, I don't see Rose Noble being a companion outside the 60th. Maybe she gets a little bit of time with David. I mean, for all we know, her time with the 14th Doctor, like in the trailer, she may not even know who he is at that point. He may just be some random guy on the street that she has a brief
some random
conversation
fella.
with. Like we don't
then-
know that she's serving a companion capacity.
Mum like fades away in a blue box, and she's like, "What?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand."
You know what I mean? Like.
And
So
then Sylvie's
I'm
like,
not
"Oh,
sure.
for God's sake, not again!"
Wilf's like,
We
it's
had-
them aliens again!
It's them damn aliens. It's the damn. I mean, if we want to talk 60th Wilf, I think those are going to be some hard hitting scenes. And we've said it before. I don't know what's been cut. Unfortunately, I don't think they were able to film everything before
No, they weren't.
Bernard Cribbin's untimely passing. But I think there will be some stuff with him, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, but it's gonna be so nice to see him and David and Catherine on screen again. I mean, like all of the stuff outside of Doctor Who, just seeing those 3 actors together and knowing how lovely they are, you know, how lovely they seem in interviews and how much fun they have
Absolutely.
behind the scenes. I think that will be, a beautiful thing about the 60th that isn't really talked about, but I can assure you once the 60th air, that'll be what people talk about, how incredibly nice that was to see them again.
I'm interested to know how much, because as you said, we don't know how much Bernard Cribbins filmed. We know he didn't film everything, but did he just film things for like episode 1? Was he going to be in all 3 episodes? Like, what made it? What got cut?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Did they end up writing something in to account for him not being there? You never know. Like, it's...
I don't know.
Or if they write something in, like, for him, like, to, like, say Wilf died in the middle of the specials or
in
something.
the giggle, even like I don't know. I don't know.
God, they could do that,
could
couldn't
hit
they?
hard. And knowing Russell, he's so good at the family dynamics and that emotion. Like Russell is very good at pulling on the heartstrings. I'd be a mess. I'd be an actual mess. Troy's a mess thinking about it right now.
I am. That worries me that
don't
he could do something with that.
But I think like it'll be beautiful, and I think Russell would like do Bernard an absolute service. So I have full faith that whatever they do, I think they'll pull it off, even if they don't address it, and it's just as simple as, you know, a couple of lines of text at the start saying "for Bernard" or something like that. You know, that'd be enough for me personally.
Well said.
Yeah. That's just me. That's just me. But hey, Troy, I got a question for you.
You have?
Yeah. Describe your perfect day.
Oh, we're doing this? Really?
I'm just trying to get to know you better.
I
If I'm going to see you at all at some point if I go to Liverpool, then I have to know who I'm messing with here.
can sum it up with one sound effect.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, dearie. Which
Perfect
book or
day to
movie...
swing in
Here we go,
lightsabers
here we
around.
go. Another question for you. Another question for you. Which
Go on.
book or movie impacted you most growing up?
Growing up, blimey. There was a book I really liked by Michael something. Michael Moore something.
Fassbender?
No. Haha. The book was called The Amazing Story of Adolphus Tips. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember loving it as a kid. So shout out to anyone who
Cool.
knows that. I barely remember it. Film. Do you know what I loved as a kid growing up? I loved Barnyard.
Oh, no way.
That film was
we just
elite.
watched that as a household a couple months back.
Really?
Gosh, it's funny. Yeah.
Why wasn't I invited?
Because we just love Biggie Cheese. You know Biggie Cheese? The
Have you seen
little-
Razzle's
the
video
little
watching
rat-
Barnyard? You should watch that. You'd have a great time.
Is that a reactor?
Yeah, they're
I
a
don't
group of
consume
Americans that watch
much
movies.
reactor content. The only reactor I love is SS Sniper Wolf, so that's it.
Oh, come here, you
That's
little...
a joke. That's sarcasm.
It better
That
be.
is
It better
sarcasm,
be.
and they should be deplatformed. But that's just
Do
me.
you know what? The brightness in my room looks so much better with this on. Everything lights up much better. Watch my cupboards when I turn it off, Crispy. Watch my cupboards. The colour just fades.
That's ridiculous.
Thanks.
Well, you should
It's weird.
have a lightsaber on permanently.
But what was the question? Remind me.
A book or movie that impacted you most growing up, but I think you
I
answered
thought I
it.
had more to say on that. I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, you know that when you're in Liverpool, I'm going to be dragging you to see the Marvels.
Yeah, I know. I
And
understand.
now that it's official and it's on the record, so a special episode on the Marvels will be happening. I'll make sure of it, folks. Don't
And
you worry.
We'll film it at the cinema.
We'll film it in person somehow. We'll make it work. I think that'd be hilarious.
And that's the episode we're going to film in person. Of all the things we could film, that's
And
what we're
you
going
know
to do
what?
in person.
It's the right thing to do.
I don't know.
It's gonna be
I would much rather talk
marvellous.
Docky Who. Much rather,
be
but
marvelous.
I will take the 200 views. All right, we'll take
Marvelous.
it.
See, marvelous.
Troy, last question.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, those are some hard questions. Oh, that's what it says. Hard questions to ask friends. I'm
Come
not
on,
asking
ask
you
me some
any of
questions.
that. Those are tough. Oh my gosh, these are dark. Troy, if you lose your job, would you come to me for help?
Oh, gee whiz.
If you lost your job, would you come to me for
Depends
help?
on what I'd need for help from you, doesn't it? Because you're not exactly close. You couldn't put me up. So,
Yeah, mate, you can come stay at mine. It's just a bit of a commute.
exactly, yeah. If I needed
I
money,
do have a spare bed.
The bank of Crispy Pro. I'm sure I could borrow some money from the bank of Crispy Pro.
that is vaulted off, mate, like a Taylor Swift track. That is out of here. That is out of here.
We haven't talked about 1989 very much. Oh no, we did, didn't we?
We did in length
My
last
brain
week.
never works. It never works. You know. In fairness, the jokes never go out of style, so there is that.
Okay, I just saw your brain ticking then. I just saw your brain ticking. All right, 60th stuff. Come on. Let's not
Come
be
on, one more
ridiculous here.
final prediction each. I'm going to keep hold of the lightsaber now for the rest of the episode.
I
I'm
think
staying on
it's
brand.
going to look glorious. I don't think it's going to get a cinema release, unfortunately.
Oh, there's a debate. Yeah, cinema. I think if it was going to
Surely
happen,
we'd
it would
know
have
by
happened
now. Yeah.
We'd
Especially considering it's next week, you know?
know. He said it again. No,
Oh, he said it.
I'm not being funny. It's such a wasted opportunity. I think the only reason they wouldn't is because it's 3 episodes, but you could quite easily do something like Avengers Endgame where you screen the 3 episodes. You do a screening on the night of the giggle, and you have
all of them.
So, like how, I said to you when I saw that the triple bill of the Star Wars films for The Rise of Skywalker, like you play the first 2 leading
and
up to
then-
the midnight premiere of Rise of Skywalker, which, again, I will always say, best cinema experience ever. Absolutely phenomenal time. But do it for Doctor Who. Do it so that you,
think that'd
say
be
for example,
sick.
the episode screened at 7 p.m, you go to cinema for 5, and then you watch The Star Beast, The Wild Blue Yonder, and then you see The Giggle simulcast with everyone in the cinema. Like, to
That would
me,
be
that's a great
fantastic.
idea. But
That's great. But you know what, Troy? You know what would happen?
What would happen?
I'll be back in Australia by then. You know what's going to happen for Aussie cinemas? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We're not going to get the 60th
Well, you
in
saw
cinemas.
Deep Breath with Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman. I think I'm
Yes.
due a win.
Yes. I did have the surreal experience of,
Hello,
you know,
Crispy.
meeting Peter Capaldi right after seeing his debut episode before a majority of the world. Yes, that is a strange little thing that wasn't on everyone's bingo card. But that's not going to happen with the 60th,
You really
mate.
laid that in there to really make me feel it. You noticed that?
I just had to paint a picture for everyone
Oh,
that
don't worry,
didn't
Chris. By
know.
the time this episode goes out, I'll have met Karen Gillan.
Oh. By the time this episode comes out, I'll have been to Paris. So that's
Like
exciting.
Taylor Swift.
What?
That was a song on Midnights.
Paris?
Yeah.
It's just called Paris?
I dare you. To put it on your story when you go. Just play that song and it's a picture like the Eiffel Tower or something. Put that song over it.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Yeah,
I'll
you
remember
will.
that.
I'll make sure
I'll
you do.
Yep.
Send me a
we'll
schedule
try.
and I will send you a message on that day and be like, don't forget the Taylor Swift story.
Don't
I might actually do that now for the joke.
Don't forget it.
Message you and be like, don't forget.
All right. You're on. I'll put it on the
so cinema
the
release.
Crispy
Any other
Pro
final
Insta.
theories, things you think will and won't happen?
Okay, well, if we want like story details, I think Wild Blue Yonder, I think, as a lot of us have predicted, will be more of the flashing back at just some like past trauma of the Doctor. Someone like the toy
Don't
makers
we all love a
really
bit of trauma?
just a bit of trauma. Absolutely,
Just a bit of trauma.
That was one of the
Did not
hard
mean to say that
questions,
back on, I
Troy.
was putting it down.
So yeah, I think that one will just be a really, really testing episode for the Doctor. I think the Star Beast will be much more of an introduction and the end of time part 3 vibes, and then the Giggle I think will just be all out bombastic, balls to the wall Doctor Who, and I'm very, very excited. What do you think?
I agree.
You agree?
I like your theory.
That's the. But what I love is I don't think we really know too much. I feel like the Star Beast we know the most about purely because there is a pre-existing comic that
There
you
is a
can
comic.
read that might give you some kind of idea as to
Meep,
some of the
meep,
story
baby,
beats.
meep,
Meep. But Wild Blue Yonder and the Giggle, I don't really know what's going on. I've got no idea.
Somebody tell me what the hell is going on here.
Oh, and I'm just excited for Ncuti in season 1 of Doctor Who.
And so, we finish with our final question.
Yeah, mate.
How do you think the regeneration is going to play out with Ncuti appearing on screen? Because need I remind you, in that big trailer we got, the 2.5 minute one, where Ncuti's face appears, as people pointed out to us, because I didn't clock it at first, you can hear Jodie's last big breath in the sound effects.
Oh.
And it does, the colour scheme around him looks very much like Durdle Door, where she regenerates in Power of the Doctor. They already had to sync up Jodie with David. There's no reason why they couldn't do it with Ncuti as well. What are your thoughts? How do you think the regeneration will be staged, look, feel, what's going to set it up? Any thoughts on it at all?
I made a small comment on this in my 60th trailer breakdown.
Oh,
I think
did you?
the Doctor, the onset for the regeneration will be that massive laser beam on the unit helipad, baby. I think that will genuinely be what happens there.
You think
but
it
then,
really is just in your face already? That's what it's going to be, hiding in plain sight?
yeah, absolutely. I think and then it'll be another David Tennant prolonged regeneration where he's going to have to say goodbye to Donna and everyone, and then he'll find a nice quiet spot to regenerate into the man from Sex Education. That's what I think is going to happen. What do you think?
I wonder if it's just like whatever happens, something will happen to injure the 14th Doctor, but he'll go back because it's like a funny regeneration where he's not like a new face. He'll go back to Durdle Door and might be like, right, let's do this again. Let's try this again. And then he'll be Ncuti and then we'll go off from there.
Yeah.
I think it'll be something like that. That's all I have to say on that.
All right.
I just want to see what else you could think, because my brain right now is very much just like, I don't know, there's going to be some glowy light energy and there's going to be a dude that appears. That's as far as my brain's going right now.
And look, Troy, as far as theories go, I think you're pretty accurate.
I have
think
one
you're
more.
pretty accurate,
Sorry,
yeah.
I have one more. I just thought.
Oh, yeah?
We have to. We have to ask this question because in the 60th first trailer that aired, you ready for this? 13 months ago.
Wait, excuse me? How many months
13
ago?
months ago. 13. There it is.
Wow.
I knew it was coming. Ncuti had those grey clouds behind him when he said, someone tell me what the hell is going on here. And Russell said in Doctor Who magazine around that time, you will never see that background again. It was edited because the real background would be too spoilery. Crispy, you get one word, maybe a couple more if you need to answer it, but where do you think Ncuti is in that scene? If you can need one word, that's fine, but just for the sake of like trying to whack it down, where do you think he is?
Oh my gosh. One word. Sorry, that's not a word.
Doesn't have to be one word. Doesn't have to be one word. I'm just saying it for the sake of like.
After our discussion, I just thought I thought of what would be perfect. Like what would be absolutely perfect. Just imagine if it's the toy maker doing this whole manipulation thing, and it's just like all the doctors are in the background, and like David's running through, seeing Matt, seeing Peter, whatever, and then Ncuti rocks up, and he's like, "What the hell is going on here?" Because he doesn't know.
I have two possible answers.
Okay.
One is the really basic nerdy one of Gallifrey, which I think is too easy, and my second one is 2 words. It's dream sequence. I think there's some kind of dream sequence going to go on here, and I think that is how the other Doctors will show up if they're going to. I don't think they'll be there fully fledged, as we've said. I don't think it'll be a full multi-Doctor special, and they'll appear. You got to have them show up. If you don't have them show up, I will be surprised. And honestly, I can't lie, a little bit disappointed. Because it is a celebration of the 60th anniversary of the show. You need something in there, to, like, Doctor-wise. At least in my opinion. But a dream sequence to be a great way to do that. Get them to pop up, and then they're just as soon gone as they are there. Like the Guardians of the Edge. It'd be a really good way to do it, I think.
Yeah, wow. Oh, I've run out of battery.
And isn't that good for timing? Because that closes the Crispy, you ready for this? Take a deep breath. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the final Who's There recording before we see David Tennant again in the 60th anniversary specials. Woo-hoo! Chances are I'll see you before it, but we will not record. Actually, we will if we see the Marvels, but this is beside the point. The last mainline recording, I'm really, just for the sake of the joke, I'm going to make this happen now. I was doing a special episode of the Marvels, it's going to be so funny. But yeah, the last one you will see before we've seen David Tennant. So the next time you see us actually recording a Doctor Who episode, we'll all have seen the Star Beast.
That is crazy. And this will be the last episode with me in this room as well.
You haven't really explained too much of that, have you?
No, because of course I managed to plan my trip to the UK with moving in with my girlfriend. So we got a really, really cool place. And like literally today I'm dismantling, taking this computer apart and moving house. So
wow.
This is the last thing I'll do on this computer before I, go into this new place. So, congratulations. We did it. That's beautiful.
Thank you, buddy. I worked really hard on that. I only have one question then.
Yes.
Because you've dabbled with backdrops. You've met the genuine article. There's a little reference for the old episodes. Are we going to have a cool Crispy Pro background in the new setup?
I don't know. It's a smaller room. It's like it's an office. I got a little office, which will be nice to record some stuff. But I don't know. I don't know what the backdrop will look like. It'll have some cool lights. What?
I don't know how you can you pack. Would you think you'd be able to pack like a maxi poster, like a tube poster, with wherever you're going?
I don't. Is that not possible? So. No. Just send it over.
Say, get you a Doctor Who poster while you're out with me, because I know a few places that got Doctor Who posters. You can get one,
mate. We'll get a photo and you can sign it, and I'll chuck it in the background.
Oh, remind me, I'll bring my Polaroid camera and have a couple of Polaroid pictures.
That'd be sick. Oh, that'd be sick. I'd really like that, Troy. That'd be dope.
It's right down there. My camera. It's ready. It's ready for you, baby.
Ready to go? Heck yeah. So yeah, the next time I see you, I'll be a London boy.
You'll be my American boy.
American boy, take me to
on a trip. I'd like to see UK.
Yes, Crispy is finally going on a holiday. I really want to
watch Doctor Who with you.
Will you be my Australian?
Okay. On that note, I'm going to bed. I'm not really. I probably won't go to bed for 3 hours, knowing me. But we're going to wrap up there. So thank you all very much for listening to episode 85, where we gave our very detailed, very in-depth predictions for the 60th. Definitely stayed on focus the whole time.
Yes, of
course.
No
distractions, no nothing.
No, nothing.
I'm going to get my Sonic plushie. I'm gonna cuddle up, and I'm going to have a nice little relax. So until we see you all again next week, in a live episode for the Star Beast.
Yes!
We'll do the TBD on the times, because I don't know what how we're going to work out with when we go live for that.
I've
but
managed to book a train trip for when I think the
Yeah.
episode's going to air, so that's good news.
basically, it will be that night as soon as we can make it happen once Crispy's seen the episode. So just stay tuned. When we get close
Stick
to time,
around.
we'll figure it out. We'll set a live event up. You'll see it. Maybe by the time this episode goes out, we'll have a better idea. You'll know. Don't worry. You'll know when it happens. But we will set it up. So just expect it sometime that night. But until then, folks, it is goodbye from Crispy.
See you later.
It's goodbye from Sonic.
I make this look good.
And it's
Hang on.
goodbye from me.
Hang on, and it's goodbye from Peter Capaldi, if I could find him. Where is he? There he is.
Go on.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who
Who's there?
YouTube channel.
I have no idea if that's synced up. But yeah, and it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. We'll see you all next week in episode 86, the first of 3 weekly live episodes where we review The Star Beast. Until then, Alon Z, baby.
Allons-y, baby.
See you next week.
Donna's gonna die.
No, she's not. I'm sonicking you to shut you up. Bye-bye, everyone. Woo!